Hi everyone, this is Erica from Gokce Capital. So I'm really excited to talk about a new program that we found through another investor. And this is a program called MapRight, and it's really changed the way that we've done business. So I wanted to share with you the 11 MapRight features that we love. So here's a list, but what I'm actually going to do is go into MapRight and show them in the MapRight interface. Okay, so here's the starting screen with MapRight. I'm going to create a new map. Let's go to Arizona, and then you get into the map interface here, and you can search by address, township, range, and section, or parcel. I'm going to search by parcel, and this will be the APN number, that all-important number that we need to look up anything. And we'll search for the parcel and set our boundaries. So we have the parcel saved. All right. So now I'm going to go over the 11 features that we love now that we have our nice parcel drawn up here. So the first one is the water well feature. I'm going to turn off the other parcels for a second. This is a really useful feature. It's not in every county or state, but when it is there, it's really useful for these rural parcels, because it lets you see whether there are wells in the vicinity. And this is important because if you don't have access to public water and you want to build, you want some sense that you could actually drill a well on the lot. So you can see that there are 2 wells nearby, very good sign. And when you click on the little well icon, you actually get some very useful information on these wells. So they tell you how deep this well was drilled and where the water level actually is. So this is really useful information for someone who's looking to build and wants to start getting a rough estimate of how much their well is going to cost. Now, another great feature here is the Wetland Overlay. If you have bought property before, you know that it's really important to look up wetlands or federal wetlands, because you generally cannot build where there is a wetland. And usually you have to go to the federal wetland mapper and look it up. Here with MapRight, you can look it up at the same time that you're doing all your other parcel research. So here we see that there is a stream or a wash, no wetlands, but it does show you the stream here. And in a similar vein, you can also look up floodplains. So this is again for anyone who has bought property before. You know that it's very important to know whether a parcel is in a special hazard flood area, because if it is and you want to build, you will need to buy flood insurance. So here, and again, usually you need to go to a FEMA flood map and look it up on its own, but now you can just look it up as you're doing all your other research. So here we see that we are in a special hazard flood area. Special flood hazard area. It's a 100-year floodplain, and it's a AE zone. Right. Now we're getting to some of my favorite features. First one being public lands. So if you look at a lot of rural vacant land, you'll start to see that some of the best features in the surrounding area are the public land nearby. And this is because, of course, public land is a great recreational resource, whether you want to go hiking or hunting or camping, any of the above. And that's one of the reasons that a lot of people buy rural land, is to be nearby some of the beautiful public land that is out there. So with this feature, you can look up the closest parcels that are owned by some kind of public entity. So in this case, we have some state land or state-owned land over here. And then it looks like we have a ton of BLM land up to the north. And if you're selling land, this is a great feature because you can easily show your buyers where the closest recreational lands are. Okay. Now this is another really great feature. We have contour lines. So you get an idea of what the elevation of the lot is. So we are probably around 15 feet, so 1,215 feet in this area. And we can also, and this one really is exciting, we can also generate a soils report. Now again, if you are looking to build on the lot or you have a buyer who's looking to build on the lot, this can be very helpful. It gives you a simple description of the soil on the lot, and then when you hover over this question mark, it tells you a little bit about what the soil could be used for. And soils are very important for a number of different uses. Obviously, if someone is looking to farm or just grow some crops on the lot, they need to know that the soil could support that. Soil is also important to some degree, or well, to a great degree, for septic systems. So having a basic sense of what kinds of soils are on the lot can be very important for someone who's looking to build or farm. And as you can see from this write-up, we're saying that the soils are impractical for pasture improvements such as seeding, fertilizing, and water control, but it could be used for grazing. So this would not be good cropland, but could be grazing land. And then moving on to 7, we have another useful overlay. So this is the city limits overlay. Now we're pretty rural here. The closest city is not too close, but up here you can see Buckeye, and it tells you where the outer limits of the city are. And we have a small city down here, Tonopah. That's another useful feature. It's good to show buyers this. Usually people want to know how close the nearest small town is for groceries, things like that. And this makes it very clear. Okay, and moving on to number 8, we have probably one of the most useful features. I keep saying this, but we have a lot of great parcel information. And I should say that this data comes from CoreLogic, which is one of the well-known data aggregators out there. So they aggregate data from counties and assessors across the US. But a lot of great information here, whether you're looking for a parcel, just a one-off parcel, or you are a land investor yourself. But we have current owner, owner's address. We actually have information on the last transaction, so the last sale that occurred, including document number, type of deed. We also have size, land use, legal description, the price the property was last sold for, tax amount. So really great information here. And on top of that, you can see the names of all of the owners in the surrounding area. So you can also do things like take a quick scan, see if one owner owns multiple parcels. If you are looking to buy a couple parcels at once, you can also look up if there's a particular lot that you're interested in, like say you wanted to know what the structure may be. You could see the business name here and look that up and try to figure out what they do, and then that could help you figure out what's going on around here. Obviously it looks like farmland, but this can be a really useful feature. All right, and number 10 is the 3D view. screen on MapRight. So here's an example, and you get here just by clicking 3D, although I will warn you it's a little bit slow. The image is a pretty high quality though, I think better than Google Maps, so it's good for taking screenshots if you're looking to sell a parcel. And it's also good for just getting a sense of the contours of the land. All right, and then number 11 is an interesting little feature. I showed you that you could look up by address, parcel, or township section and range, but you can actually also look up by GPS coordinates if you happen to have the GPS coordinates and you don't have an APN number. So the way we do that is we'll get started again. And so say you have the GPS coordinates, you know they're in Arizona. You can drop this barn icon anywhere in the map. Then when you click on it, you click on this GPS icon, and then you can just put in your GPS coordinates. And keep in mind that the longitude is first here, not the latitude. Okay, save, and then zoom in by clicking on this icon. And now you can open up the parcel layer and then click on the parcel and you can get all the information you need. So if you happen to have the GPS coordinates and you don't have the APN, that's a handy little feature. All right, so that's it for the top 11 features that we love about MapRight. I did want to throw out one bonus feature though. This is another really great one. And that is that when you open MapRight on your phone, or you open the app, you can see your location in MapRight. So what that means is if you go to visit a lot, you can pull up the lot and then you can see where you are in relation to the lot. So say you're having some trouble finding it, that can help you find it. But what it can also do is it can help you figure out where the boundary lines are. So as you're walking around, you can keep an eye on your location in relation to the boundary line, and then you can get a good sense of where the limits of your property actually are. Pretty cool, right? So we love this. We love this program. It was a game changer for us. And I'll also say that we're currently looking into whether we can get a referral code from the MapRight folks. And if we're successful with that, we're going to put it in the description of this video. So if you thought that this all sounded really exciting, hopefully you can eventually use that code. And of course, if you also want to learn more about MapRight, just go to mapright.com and check out their software. And that's it for now. If you're not familiar with us, we are Gokce Capital. We buy and sell vacant land. You can check us out at gokcecapital.com. And on our website, you can see our properties, find information on our land investing program, and also see our free land giveaway. And of course, let us know what you think. Please leave a comment on this video. So thank you for listening, and more to come.